On that case, I recommended the sentence.
I know you did. Did it do justice to his victims?
Ultimately, it's the court that determined his
But
sentence.
you had to make a decision, Mr. Federico. You had to make a decision as his attorney and an officer of the court whether this was appropriate or not. I'm asking about your judgment here. So are you comfortable with it now in retrospect? Are you comfortable with that? Do you think that that sentence, 100 months, over 100 months less than what the lowest end of the guidelines was, 89 months less than what the government characterized as a very lenient sentence. The court ultimately gave him 165 months, years more than you wanted. Do you think that did justice to his victims?
Senator, again, it wasn't my decision as to his ultimate sentence. It was my decision.
I don't understand why you won't answer
Do you hear me now?
Yes, if you're comfortable with it as his attorney. You
Give it a minute.
can't blink your own responsibility in making the recommendation.
Can you hear me now?
Well, Senator, I
Yes.
don't recall in particular in that case.
What does it sound like?
What's to
Yes.
recall? We talked about all the salient details.
It's a
I just read
little-
you your memorandum.
Well, I don't recall exactly how I landed on the specific sentence
Let me see. Bring it up.
recommendation that we made to the court.
Yeah. That sounds to me
Get
like
that out of your
you know it
mouth.
was a
No.
bad idea.
No.
It was
Here.
way
No.
wrong. Way wrong.
No. That's not
And
a
now you
toy.
can't defend it.
Oh.
And frankly, neither can I. And for that reason, among others, I'm going to oppose your nomination. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Federico, did you say that you prosecuted cases of this nature as well?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have.
How did you happen to end up as a defense counsel in this case?
I was court appointed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Senator Langford. Senator Hawley, you're recognized for your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Up in the post office, as you know, is a lifeline to these communities. I mean, it's contact with the outside world.
The Grinch used to hate Christmas. The whole Christmas season. Why? His heart is too small. I think that's the reason. And he hated the Who's who liked Christmas a lot. And he tried to steal Christmas, but he found out he could not. Christmas came without presents, and ribbons or wrappings. It came without tinsels or trimmings or trappings. And ever since then, he's been like someone new. His big heart grew 3 sizes. Now he's happy. It's strange.
Wow, that's super unattractive.
Early each morning, we get up and go for a walk outside in the not-perfect snow. We like to sing. We like to play. The Grinch eats his papa, and I eat my papa. After breakfast, I often chew on an antler. I have a few. After breakfast, I often chew on an antler. I am a lucky dog, I think, to have a home and food and drink. Agua and papa. And that's. And when I sit on my dog bed and look up at the Grinch's head, I know that he is my best friend. And that our friendship will never end. Yay, Brianna! Hey, give me the phone.
What's up, Sarah?
Hey, how's it going?
Sarah!
What are you guys up to? Are you guys home?
Yeah!
We and Danny were gonna place a photo order for that Japanese spot out on Rock. You guys wanna join in?
Why, are you gonna come over here so we can eat it?
No, yeah, I'm gonna order it and then pick Brianna up and then go get it with her and then I'll drop you off.
Is that FaceTime?
And then I'll come back home.
I don't think she's FaceTiming. I'm on my
Fuck, I said
FaceTime me.
my
No,
walk.
you know I don't like to FaceTime.
The
yeah,
fuck did I
because
just step on,
your
man?
face is busted.
Stop it.
I know, because I don't like to see nobody.
No, I don't like to see a lot of people.
I don't think a lot of people like to see a lot of me.
Oh, yeah, we're here, dude. Do I need to pay anything? How much are you gonna get?
No?
I don't want sushi, so it's up to you.
I'll pay for it. I'll pick you up.
You don't want sushi, Daniel?
I'll drop you
No.
off, and then,
Daniel says he doesn't want sushi. What else they got? Salud. They got chicken? Like
they got
teriyaki?
soup, they got chicken teriyaki, they got all kinds of shit.
I like chicken
They got pork
teriyaki.
chops.
Yeah, if you want. I like
We gotta look at the menu.
I like chicken teriyaki. Daniel says he doesn't want sushi.
Oh.
That's if you. I like
Sushi nutty.
sushi nutty.
Oh,
Hey,
I guess it was a bad time.
What are you
it's
eating?
alright, well, it's fine.
no, it's not a bad time. It's just he's fucking with his YouTube thing. He's trying to see if he's live, and then I'm playing with the baby.
Well,
Oh, okay.
let these mofos talk that.
Oh, I know.
You guys are up to?
We're just chilling. I'm playing with the baby. We just got inside, dude, a little while ago.
Oh, you guys are tired.
Mom gave us pozole, and I ate that.
Oh.
Daniel ate the chorizo pizza we brought.
Way
There's
too.
Sarah, they got a soybean,
Wow.
tofu, miso soup. And then I was gonna get cucumber, avocado, and then I was gonna get the spicy tuna. Y'all gonna get a salad with rice.
I'm also not familiar with that statement, and I can tell you that
You're
if
gonna go over there?
confirmed as a judge, I would apply the binding precedent that you spoke of as
I'm in. I just,
if a case of affirmative action.
you want to take a Honda with you?
Okay.
Or, oh, that's
So
right. You probably
that's
can
what I
drive
wanted
from
to
the
drive
house.
towards. Is obviously you can think whatever you want about the cases. I've been known to criticize Supreme Court cases quite vociferously. I think that they're wrong. But of course, the position that you can have is going to be different. And I just want to be sure that whatever your views may be on any number of
If you want to drop it
cases,
off, I'll take
that
it. Give me
whether
white
you
rice,
like
chicken
it,
teriyaki,
or
and
hate
then
it, or whatever you think of the precedent, if
fucking,
it's binding
some of
precedent,
those
that you will
cucumber
apply it faithfully. And your
rolls.
testimony is today is that you will, whatever your views may be.
I still saved your
Is that
special
correct? I got
sauce.
that right?
Without a doubt.
Okay. Let me
I
ask you
saved your
about
special sauce.
something
I
else
still have some.
unrelated to this, but related to your work as a prosecutor.
Brenna.
You said earlier that you've experienced prosecuting cases involving sex abuse, and the materials you submitted to the committee. I noticed that includes sex abuse of minors. I'm wondering if you've ever prosecuted a case involving child sex abuse material. CSAM.
Yes, Senator.
My question is on that. Do you think,
All right, love you too.
reflect a little bit on your experience in these horrible cases, do you think that criminal penalties against those who are convicted of child sex abuse material, distributing it, having it, making it, using it, do you think that those penalties ought to be strengthened? Do you think we're doing enough to punish and deter the people who engage in that kind of terrible behavior?
Senator, what I can tell you is that I don't believe that's my province. What the appropriate sentences should be, maximum sentences should be with regards to those crimes. But I can tell you that as a prosecutor, I have worked hard to make sure that people who do commit those crimes are held accountable.
I'll have some other questions for those of you I didn't get to ask a question. I'm sure you're just very disappointed I didn't get to ask you questions. So I'll submit a few for the record. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Hawley. Senator Carper, you're recognized for your question.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations to the nominees. Thanks for being here. Judge Kill, let me just start with you. You're involved, I think, with a group called the Asian American Legal Defense and Education Fund. Have I got that right?
I did a couple cases with them, Senator. It's probably been 15 years at least since I did any work with them.
Okay, fair enough. Have you done some fundraising for them? Do I understand that correctly, or am I misinformed?
I don't believe I've ever done any fundraising
Okay.
for them.
Well, let me just ask you about, I'm curious because of some things they've said recently, so just let me ask you about this and you can give me your viewpoint on it. Earlier this month, right after the attacks on Israel, the AALDEF said that it stands in solidarity with Palestinian, Arab, and Muslim communities and went on to help push out on social media a toolkit. That's their word for student protesters that we've seen on our campuses, including resources, talking points, and chants for students who are pressing to end the genocide in Gaza. Of course, we've seen invoked by those who are calling for the destruction of the state of Israel. So let me just give you a chance to respond to that. Does that? What's your view on that? How do you read this? I mean, how do you read this statement from this group? Just let me give you the opportunity to respond to that. How about that?
Senator, I have not had any involvement with the group for a very, very long time, and my only involvement was representing restaurant workers and wage and hour claims. I'm not familiar with that statement from AllDef, so I'm not sure that I could comment on that.
Fair enough. Let me just ask you, I assume that doesn't represent your views, your personal views, the position that the group has taken here with regard to the attacks on Israel.
As I said, Senator, I'm not sure in what context or what that statement was. I haven't read the full statement, so I can't really tell you whether I...
Well, how about this? Why don't I just want to give you an open-ended chance to say, with regard to the attacks on Israel, the threats on Jewish Americans, what we're seeing on our college campuses, where we have some student groups out there saying, from the river to the sea, Palestine must be free, which of course is a call for the elimination of the state of Israel. Why don't you just tell us what your views are on that?
Senator, it's a very complicated issue. I haven't really studied it. It is a terrible situation.
I don't even know how this fucking thing popped up. Why am I listening to this shit?
And Senator, that's all I can really say what my personal views are.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Would you condemn those who are calling for, who say things like from the river to the sea, which is a call for the elimination of the state of Israel and frankly, the killing of Jews in the Middle East? I mean, would you condemn that?
Senator, as I said, no, it's a very complicated situation. It's a tragic situation. I haven't studied the situation. I don't know how I can answer that today, Senator.
Well,
because
yeah, go ahead.
As a judge and the role that I would be playing, my personal views of things would not come into consideration, certainly, Senator, and I would keep an open mind for all matters that come before me, and that's the way that I would approach the job of a judge.
Totally understand that, and I'm not asking you to comment on any case. I just am trying to. I wanted to give you a chance to respond to this group statement, but let me just see if I can get you to understand your views here. Just with regard to the attacks on Israel and the violence in this country against Jewish Americans, you condemn all of that. You have no truck with that. You would say that we should condemn all of that explicitly, I assume, right? I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I mean,
Yes, Senator. Any violence here in this country against Jewish people should be condemned.
Okay, and these protests that we've seen where people are explicitly calling for the elimination of the state of Israel. We had Jewish students at Cooper Union in New York who were barricaded inside a library for hours while pro-Hamas protesters banged on the doors, shouted at them, screamed at them. You condemn all of that, I assume.
I'm not familiar with that situation, Senator. I know nothing about it.
Are you familiar with the campus protests that happened all across the country? The Senate's addressed this in a resolution that passed unanimously condemning that rhetoric of genocide, frankly, against the Jews. I'm just trying to get you to say, I hope, that you condemn that, you think that's wrong, you're against it.
100%, Senator. I would condemn the genocide of Jewish people.
Okay. Mr. Fonzone, let me very quickly, because I'm almost out of time now, and there are lots of other senators who want to ask you questions, but I just want to ask you quickly about some work, and we follow up in written questions, but some work you've done for the People's Republic of China, different entities. You did some work for Huawei, I think, in 2018, for the Ministry of Commerce of the Chinese government, and then for the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, if I'm not mistaken, in 2019 and 2020, another governmental entity. That was right during the Hong Kong protests. My question to you is, and I'll give you some more for the record, but my question for you is, did you advise that council during that time of the Hong Kong protests on messaging, on what was happening there? I mean, tell us about your work.
Senator, thank you for the question. I know this is an issue of interest of the Senate. It came up in my last confirmation process as well. I think in general, my practice in private practice was focused on advising companies on American law and how American law works. For the 3 entities you just mentioned, I did a small amount of work at the request of other partners, much of it many years ago. None of that work has affected my ability to give objective advice in my current role at the Office of Director of National Intelligence, and none of it would if I was fortunate enough to be confirmed at OLC.
That's my last thing, Mr. Chairman. Just last question. But did you in 2019, 2020, at the height of those protests in Hong Kong, which the government brutally repressed, I saw it with my own eyes, did you give the Trade Council any kind of advice involving issues related to those protests?
No, the advice, and I obviously can't get into privileged information, but the advice we gave was, the work I did was basically on advising them on issues related to my practice, which is around privacy and cybersecurity.
Senator Whitehouse.
Thank you very much. Mr. Fonzone, welcome.
Thank you, Senator Heston. Senator Hall, you're recognized for your question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations to the nominees. Mr. Coker, let me start with you. Are you familiar with the case Missouri versus Biden from the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals?
Vaguely.
Well, let me refresh your memory. This is the case in which first the federal district court, then the federal court of appeals held that the White House and assorted other various federal agencies violated the First Amendment of the United States.
I was just about to get my phone.
Illegal actions, unconstitutional actions by coercing, colluding the biggest social media corporations in the world to suppress and censor protected speech. Let me just read you a few passages. Officials from the White House began communicating with social media companies, including Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, in early 2021. From the outset, that came with requests to take down flagged content. In one email, a White House official told the platform to take down a post ASAP and instructed it to keep an eye out for tweets that fall in the same genre so that they could be removed. In another email, an official told the platform to remove an account immediately and said he could not stress the degree to which this needs to be resolved immediately. The court goes on to find, these are findings, by the way, not allegations, findings.
Watch out, it's metal fork.
Hello. What's your name? Dev. Where are you from, Dev? The Pits of Hell.
Dude, what playlist was that, Daniel? So I can tell Sarah. 90s?
What?
The playlist you had on earlier.
Not her business. That's what it is.
I wanted to tell her because I wanted to know.
I've come up here to spread some love and sing a song. Right?
Dude, we were listening to all music from like I think it's early 2000s. I'm not sure.
Oh, goodness me. Countless.
Man, I gotta do
Okay,
that
and
playlist
would you phone one of the demons first if you got through?
And keep your secret.
Maybe a group chat.
Well, we wish you all the best.
Alright, dude, love you. Thanks a lot, man.
Finally just called. Just called.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. I saw from your secret sauce.
Hey, oh yeah. Need it, girl. Why you late? What is it? Is there another remote she had? She put it on top of the toaster and closed the door. Brianna, it doesn't go there. It doesn't go there. Go there. Get. Oh, you look so cute. Oh my gosh, is that American Got Talent? That's what I say to my coach. I said, she's like, what's this now? I'm like, I said,
Well, you're certainly the best singing devil we've had on today. And you're very horny.
Okay. Nice
Are
way
you
she
very
wants to be
passionate?
your friend. Okay.
Not without one of you lot.
I had no idea the devil was so talented. What worried me about it was you kept saying that God knows you want to break free.
I think 6 or 7 seconds. That's horrible.
You actually. I particularly loved some of your vocals. They were really cool.
I don't know whether this is flattering or not, but you know, you as the devil have every show in the world
You guys should move, you know?
to audition on, and you chose Britain's Got Talent.
Go.
I somehow feel that's a compliment.
I'm in good company. Is it still showing on your phone?
This is going to be the performance I'm going to remember most. Okay, we're going to vote. David. Dev. Let me give you your first yes.
Yes from me, Dave.
Still on.
The devil.
You hear sound?
Yeses. Thank you so much.
Do you hear sound?
Maybe a second.
How are you?
I'm fine, Simon, thank you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name, please?
My name is
Yeah.
Father Ray Kelly. I'm 64 years
Yeah.
of age. I'm a parish priest in Ireland.
What does it say? Is it loud? Is it clear? Is it what?
Clear.
Let me ask you a question. Do you do exorcisms?
Let me see.
A little bit up.
Yeah, we can work on David whenever you want, yeah.
Here, give Daddy my phone.
want me to
Well,
sound
I need it
out
back.
David?
Here, Linda. Give me my phone, please. It has the feedback sound.
Stigma, but